Remember when music was a physical object you bought in a shop, a record, a CD, indeed a vinyl? They still get vinyls, but not so many of them these days. Well, Sunday marks the 10th anniversary of iTunes, the download service that more than any other has changed the way we listen. Well, this year, someone downloaded iTunes' 25 billionth track from a library of 35 million pieces of music. Physical music, like CDs and records, now amount to less than half of the global music market. Crucially, because of the cheap download, global music revenues have in fact gone down. They've plummeted, really, 40% down from their peak in 1999, although that decline has come to a halt now. Well, we can speak now to Marie-Alicia Chang, who's a music trends analyst with Musicmetric. Thank you very much, Marie-Alicia, for coming in. I just want to start on the negatives, typically. 40% down on revenues, that's extraordinary, isn't it? This should have made more for music makers, not less.
I think it's an interesting time. It's certainly been a tough time with retail, but there are glimmers of hope in this scenario where you see streaming and other kinds of revenues in terms of what people are doing online starting to eke their way up to make those revenues back.
Is it because the amount they get per download is so minuscule? Is that the point?
I don't think it's so much to do with that. I think there's a lot of different models around how artists get paid, and that's very much about how they negotiate it, what kind of advertising they have against the downloads they have either on, the streams they have either on YouTube or, what they get on other services such as Spotify. But I do think that iTunes was the new wave, of access to this digital world, and it has allowed global access on a scale never seen before to such a wide variety of music.
Isn't it? 35 billion downloads. Yeah. Do you think they thought 10 years ago it would reach that scale this fast?
I mean, I would imagine there were people that had foreseen this. Apple had a very strong vision about where they felt that technology and music was going in terms of consumer trends. But I certainly think that there's a new crest happening now with streaming services such as Spotify and the new kinds of ad revenues built around channels on YouTube, for instance. And what Musicmetric do is put all that data together, which gives marketing executives a completely new view on how global, especially emerging markets such as Mexico, India, South America, the trends and the tastes that are happening there. iTunes particularly has allowed a huge growth in that data that feeds back. So not only do those countries now have wider access, but the marketing executives actually have more data on the tastes and trends. And
hence, presumably, we get South Koreans who can be a global sensation.
Absolutely. I mean, Psy's video, his new one, broke the first day view number. It's a world record, I think 40 million, which completely blew the last record holder, which is Justin Bieber's track Out of the Water. More than double the amount in 24 hours.
And it does also seem to mean that for many bands, it's no longer the album that makes them all their money. It might make them fame, but it's the tours again. They've got to get out and do live music to make it matter, because they're not getting necessarily the revenue they want from selling the song.
Absolutely. And in terms of lost revenue, what we've seen with the Musicmetric Digital Music Index, which we charted piracy actually globally. And what we've seen where legal services such as iTunes, Spotify, Deezer, 7 Digital, where those are in place, there's actually a reduction in piracy. And all of that massively helps in terms of how artists are able to actually hold on to those revenue streams.
Okay, Marie-Alicia Chang, thank you very much indeed.